and he turns it for good. Daystar belongs to God. If you want to know what the battle is about, it's not about me or the family or my marriage. It's a battle against Daystar for what we're doing to the kingdom of darkness. I'm going to come through this, and there's an expiration date on this storm. Through this, and there's an expiration date on this storm. Those are just misconceptions, again, by the low-level blogger who does nothing but be used in a way that is trying to hurt the kingdom of God.
Yeah. Every time you click on her video, she's not taking a stand. She's a clickbait cockroach.
But I'm telling y'all, you didn't see what I saw. I've got the emails in my phone. I've got the text messages in my phone. And you guys say, we heard Joni's side of the story. No, you did not. She's not answering to the internet. She's waiting to see if this was going to court. If she wanted to, there's a lot of stuff that she could post that would make Jonathan and Susie look really bad. And I have it in my phone.
Don't have a church, don't have a pastor, never want anybody to the Lord. They want to be an influencer, you know, and they want money.
Friends of mine, friends of yours at Daystar, I'm watching it right now to happen to leaders online. There is what I call a failure porn cartel, all right?
Failure porn.
Failure porn. A lot of people are addicted to it.
There is a lot of misinformation spreading on social media about ministries. Occasionally, some misinformation will come about our ministry, and there's others that are just being hammered. And I know for a fact, and I'm not going to get into that part of it, but I know for a fact that some of this will come out as absolute
true.
Video out. Then we have Brother John Elving, who's received a letter stating
so now
that
Daystar TV is not only coming after me, but now coming after.
We're having some technical issues because I'm tethering my phone. So hopefully this live stream will work. Hello to my regular viewers. Please support your local food bank, Drug and Alcohol Center. I do this on my free time. Let me just make sure that everything is okay. I'll be right back. Thank you. To hit the like button.
Many of my friends. This is one of my friends, Brother John Elvin. He has a YouTube channel and a street ministry in Canada. I suggest that you subscribe to his channel. I'll put it in the video description, but I will play a clip from his video on how he's responding to the allegations.
They sent me a letter.
Daystar's crumbling, folks, and they are doing whatever they can, including, as I said, sending letters to YouTubers. And here is one of those YouTubers who received a letter. Here is his response. This is John Elving. Watch. Love it. Absolutely love it. And if I get a letter from Daystar, I will do the same exact thing, except I'm not going to ruin my coffee with it. That's the only thing. My coffee will be absolutely contaminated if I dip that letter into my coffee, and it's not going to happen. I value my coffee too much.
All right, so we're going to try to do this video. Good morning to my regular viewers. If you're new to my channel, we are keeping the little lamb family on my prayer in my channel. Now, I crashed out of my car last night. I'm visiting my kids. I'm a single dad. And when I see them every 2 weeks, this is my little home. And yes, I don't know if you can see outside, there's snow. There's snow everywhere here in Canada. And I got cold last night. I actually woke up a few times. My face was frozen. But I'm thinking about investing in a little heater. Can you guys see me? Hello. All right, so good morning. And now, we're praying for the Lamb family. We're praying for the full truth to come to light, of course. So if you're just joining me now and you're not aware of what's going on, Joni Lamb is saying that her son hatched a blackmail scheme with his lawyer to take down Daystar and become the president of Daystar. And because Jonathan was a horrible employee that was taking 3-hour lunches and loved to play golf. So this is the Daystar scandal. And of course that Daystar is also saying Laura Lynn Tyler is a clickbait cockroach. And that, what else did they say? So they're saying that, and they're saying that there's zero evidence. There's an absolute vindication. You can watch in the link in the description. I always leave both sides of this disaster fiasco, and they're saying that there is not a shred of proof. It's an absolutely hatched out of his imagination. And they're also saying Laura Lynn Tyler. In fact, we're going to be looking at Laura Lynn Tyler right now, because this was an absolute disaster. I learned a few things. Perry Stone, it's starting to become a little bit more clear regarding Perry Stone's role in all of this, because Perry Stone and Marcus Lamb, Joni Lamb, and they were friends. They've been friends their whole. Hopefully my audio is okay. If you can let me know in my comments. So the reason I said we're going to be looking at Miss Laura Lynn Tyler, this is the video just came out 16 hours ago. Breaking news, 16 hours ago, and then of course. I download the video. We'll look at it in a second. I can hang out with you for another half hour. And right here, there it is. Can you see that? Laura Lynn Tyler. Let Joni know she's welcome on my show to give her side anytime. I'm having the best time tonight, hanging out with her. With her son and daughter-in-law, who are friends and the finest people on the planet. Rebecca and JW wrote a letter regarding Pete. Now remember, quote-unquote Pete is 100% vindicated by a lie detector test. And Marcus Rogers has every single scrap of evidence on his phone. And we'll see if he ends up showing all the info. And Marcus Rogers is a social media influencer, close to 1 million followers. He was on the Joni show presenting their side of the story at Daystar. And he's being sent all the information, every shred of evidence. All he has to do is this. And boom, case closed. It's absolute vindication. He saw the reports. He's seen the text message. He's got videos. He's got document. Marcus Rogers got everything. All right. That needs to be turned into the police. We harbor an alleged perpetrator asking for. Now, the comments are 578 comments, and I said we'll see what happens, how many views. This video has been seen 5,932 views. If you like my video will be seen more than 5,932 times. In fact, I have 200 people watching right now. Now, if you want to like the video, share it out. We can look at a few more of these comments, but before we do that, let's get into this video.
Hacking people. We use the word cancel culture. I even wrote a book on.
Sorry, that's not the video. That is with the failure porn cartel theology. Oh boy, where is it? Do I even? Oh boy. Where's? Oh boy, we're having some issues. Where's my? Sorry about this. Where is? It's right here. I thought it was right here. I must have. Okay, so where is it? I gotta pull this up here. Wait, let me just see here. Where is the video? Oh, sorry about that. Oh boy, we found it. So like the video.
Question, and that
there
is that Marcus dying was a huge storm you had to go through. But you've been through a media storm in the last few months, and I want to give you an opportunity to speak to that. You have spoken to it. You've spoken to it on Daystar, but what's it like going through the kind of storm where you've been attacked by your own family?
Well, storms are horrible when you're in the middle of them, but I think the one thing the Lord has assured me of is that not only will He be faithful, but truth always prevails. And so He's just assured me that He is better at defending me than I am. And so I can say at present, I'm trusting Him to allow truth and light to shine and for Him to defend me. And it's hard for me, I think, to comprehend the level of darkness that would attach itself to this or want to be party to it, because at the end of the day, I know God is a just God. And so what I have to do is just keep my heart right. So honestly, I don't listen to that, Steve. I haven't watched one podcast. I haven't watched one YouTube that would have lies or half truths.
Well, like I reiterate, if you could say one thing, just adding some commentary. This is Stephen Strang's video. Under law, fair use of public domain, I got to add commentary. On the word and testimony of Joni Lamb, she hasn't watched one single YouTube video. She's also being very consistent that there's an absolute fabrication, that has nothing happened. This is all invented by John. Now, of course, on my channel, we accept the testimonies of... It's kind of bright in here. There we go. We accept the testimonies of Debbie Lionheart and Denise Boggs, the forensics counselors, the people that have interviewed, and they have testified publicly, as well as many other whistleblowers have spoken out. We're after truth on my channel. But remember, Daystar is consistently saying there is nothing happened. Nothing. That's what they're saying. And so the misinformation, of course, she hasn't watched any videos. Let's keep going.
I know for me, I've just got to do what the Bible says, and that is pray for those that despitefully use you, to love your enemies, and to just turn them over to the Lord and trust God. And as far as family, I really do believe that God's going to be faithful in that area too. I don't have a timetable on that, but that's something that I talked to the Lord about before we ever got into Christian television, as we were starting to go into it, because I had seen a lot of calamity in that area. And I just told the Lord, look, I'll do whatever you want me to do, but I always want my family. They're so very important to me. So he knows that. So at this juncture, we can't see what's going to happen, but I have faith and trust in God that he's going to be faithful, because God can see time past, present, and future simultaneously. But he's told me to keep my eyes on him and follow his lead, because it's like Rabbi Kurt Schneider told me the other day when he was a guest on Daystar. It's like, Joni, you have no idea. Daystar is one of the biggest funnels of preaching the gospel to the world. And he said, I just got back from Africa. He's like, you can't believe.
So, Little Lamb, right? Joni Lamb's granddaughter. What Joni Lamb and Daystar is saying is that it's a fabrication. That it's an absolute vindication, and that this is when if you're new Christians, that is called direct divine revelation. That it was absolute vindication. That's what they're saying. That's what she's using her platform. She's calling her family the attackers, and that she's put the whole entire weight of Daystar behind her position on this, right? She's accusing her son of an indictable offense of blackmail, right? So then that we need to be holding the whole entire Lamb family in prayer on my channel. We're seeking truth, and if more information comes up, I'll do more update videos. This is their public relations stunt. By the way, correct me if I'm wrong, she never did mention Jonathan and Susie by name. She also never mentioned Doug. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'll do a retraction. I listened to it very closely. The only reference to her brand new, shiny new husband was her husband. She never did name her name Doug. That was interesting. It was right around an hour video. She never mentioned Doug's name once, not one single time. Well, she also never mentioned Jonathan and Susie. She definitely didn't mention her granddaughter. Keep going here.
Impact. And so I'm staying focused on the assignment that God has given me, and I'm trusting him with my family that I love, and I'm trusting him to shine the light of truth. I can't get caught up in that, because I know that that's not a healthy place to be. So I think a lot of people think I've listened or heard, but I really haven't, because that's one of the things the Lord told me. I don't want you listening to that. I want you to stay focused. And so every night, my husband and I will pray, and I'll pray for all of those individuals that I know.
Did you catch that? And that is the one reference. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'll publicly apologize. I listened to the whole video. The only reference to her new, shiny, brand new husband was that right there.
My husband and I will pray and in that, because I know that that's not a healthy place to be. So I think a lot of people think I've listened or heard, but I really haven't, because that's one of the things the Lord told me. I don't want you listening to that. I want you to stay focused. And so every night, my husband and I will pray, and I'll pray for all of those individuals that I know are being used by the enemy, but Daystar belongs to God. And I always say I'm his girl, and I always have been, and I will always continue to be.
That's so well said. But I'm just curious, and I know the viewers are curious, what does it feel like? You're a mature woman of God. You've been through a lot. But this has to hurt, doesn't it?
Sure. Of course, there are days that you cry, and then there are days that you just, I will say, even when...
Remember, this is a public relations, and when you're... They want to know is what is her feelings, and it's very difficult. And I believe that she probably is feeling bad. She had, all right? But that's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is that she's accusing her son of a criminal offense. We're talking about little baby Lamb. We're keeping the Lamb family in prayer. But when you start talking about somebody's feelings, how do you say that's not true? Do you know what I mean? Like, I can say, when you say you're feeling sad and you're depressed or you're going through a difficult time, you're testifying to your feelings. There's no way you can ever say that, prove that in court type deal, because she's presenting her side of it. This is public relations. Do you understand what I'm saying? You can never, if you can never contradict somebody, but when they're sharing their feelings, is because that's what she's feeling, and she probably is feeling these things.
When you cry, I've felt an incredible amount of peace. That's how you know that Jesus is with you in the storm. Is there really peace in the midst of the storm? And for me, I can tell you, just about every day, I get either a letter or a text or an encouragement or something even supernatural that God will send across the way in front of my face, or something I read or something that I hear to encourage me. Is really amazing. If I could show you my phone and show you the men and women of God that have said, we're praying for you, we love you, God is with you, keep standing, this too shall pass, and there are more for you than against you. I can't tell you, literally hundreds and hundreds of people have responded. And
I disagree with that as well. I believe that there's probably thousands and thousands. Remember, this is a global ministry, $1 billion ministry, and they have the opportunity to go on to Stephen Strang's show, present their position on this crisis, a real crisis that's going on inside the Lamb family. The Daystar, it's over. There's also reports, allegedly, that it's being picked up by another news station. So this is a disaster on every front. And when she says there's hundreds of people, I believe there's probably closer to thousands of people that have been sending encouraging letters, because they only get the information from people like Stephen Strang and from the Daystar.
Just been so kind and gracious. And the thing about it is just navigating all of this in a way that's pleasing to the Lord. You'd love to say you do everything perfect. Insight's 2020. But I'm sure there are things I could do better. I'm sure there are things I could have said better. But I can tell you that my heart is to do the will of God and to hear, well done, good and faithful servant. And I'm so sorry for people that are caught in the crossfire. Innocent people that their faith may be challenged as a result of hearing something or seeing something that's not true. But again, I just have to trust the Lord with all of that. And there have been a lot of words, prophetic words, that I've received from people you love and trust that said on the other side of this, God is going to do some great things with Daystar.
We talked about the storms. We've talked a little bit about storms of people in the Bible. You mentioned David. But there's there's a spiritual warfare aspect to this, and you've kind of referred to it. But from my perspective as a Christian journalist, there's almost a small industry of people who make their living attacking ministries.
All right. So
and why do you think that is, and how do we come against those things in the spiritual realm? Because the Bible says Satan comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Jesus came to give life and more abundantly. And spiritual warfare is something that I know that you would believe in spiritual warfare. I know that Daystar does, but there are some segments of the body of Christ, like that evangelist that you talked about earlier, that just disregards all that kind of thing. So speak to me about the spiritual aspect of.
I'm just going to show you really quick. If you're new to my channel, Stephen Strang, of course.
For a few years ago.
With Malachi O'Brien. And in regards to the Daystar and IHOPKC, they have come up with a term. Stephen Strang's been using this term for years now. It's called a failure porn cartel. So discernment ministries exposing, in the case of Mike Bickle, they look at the most vomitous accusation, just essentially like an absolute scumbag piece of vomitous failure porn cartel are the ones that are exposing or advocating for third-party investigation or bringing light to a situation or exposing a predator. In the case of Mike Bickle, you are a vomitous failure porn cartel. And Stephen Strang advocates, he did for over a year, to get Mike Bickle back in, vindication. And we have the report that just got released by Firefly identifying 17 victims. Some of them were minors.
People that are very hateful that actually try to take ministries out. Sometimes people really have stumbled. You know, there's much too much of.
It's going to play about a minute or two of this. We'll go back to just to give you the context of the industry of making money off of attacking churches.
Bad things happening in the church, and we have to have standards. But there's also people that take that and just want to ruin a ministry. And you've been up close and personal to where some of these things have happened.
Yeah, so I'm, and that's a good question. I want to unpack that a little bit. And so let me just say, yeah, I've been up and close and personal. I've seen it. I've seen betrayal in my own life as a pastor.
Sorry.
Physically said in the early media can be weaponized for a very specific purpose to shape a narrative. I call it weapons of mass emotion, to get people to feel, because if you can get people to feel, then you can tell them exactly what to think. And so I've watched that there. I've watched that in the International House of Prayer.
So if you're new to it, IHOPKC, that's Mike Bickle. So these are the men that defend, and it's interesting. I don't call Malachi O'Brien a scumbag, failure porn, piece of doo-doo like he's doing to discernment ministries. I pray God's will be done in his life. The idea is now he's going to be talking about IHOPKC. God bless the advocate group. All right, we'll go back to Joni Lamb in a second. It's an important part of this because Stephen Strang is part of this network of the charismatic industrial complex, selling Mike Bickle books, Joni Lamb books, Katie Souza books, relaunching people like Chris Reed, the most horrendously evil false prophets on the internet come out of Charisma Magazine. Benny Hinn with Malachi O'Brien. But here it is here, the IHOPKC and
Kansas City. I've watched that, just kind of watching what has gone on with, friends of mine, friends of yours at Daystar. I'm watching it right now to happen to leaders online. There is what I call a failure porn cartel. All right?
Failure porn.
Failure porn. A lot of people are addicted to it.
So a failure porn cartel. So discernment ministries. And discernment ministries are vital in the church right now because we have a whole bunch of false internet prophets that are essentially, well, what they are is straight up witchcraft. That they are, where's Joni Lamb? So we'll back this up. And to finish my point, discernment ministers are vital in the church right now because we have a bunch of new Christians. We have the internet now. Internet. I remember. I'm an old man. I remember when there was no internet. I remember with cell phone. The first cell phones. Hello. He said hello. It's a humongous phone. And I still remember the flip phones. Hello. And I remember pagers. Right. So back then, people weren't on their devices 24 hours. They weren't sitting on buses watching and listening to podcasts. The point of that is that with the internet, the technology, we have a whole bunch of absolute witchcraft, false prophets, horoscope readers. We have just the most insidious false prophets on the internet. So discernment ministries in today's age are online shepherds, ministries pushing back and exposing the darkness that is on the internet in the Christian community. Part of that discernment ministry is ministries like mine, hello, bringing truth and advocating for third-party investigations. If you ever Google my name, you'll see that for years now I've been advocating in lots of different situations for a third party, giving voices to the victims that are being harmed in the church. That's another vital part of the ministry. Lots of channels out there. Wake Up and Win is another one. And many other ones. My friend Richard, my friend Joshua, that's Torrin Kurt. Laura Lynn Tyler's doing this now. Anyways, let's keep going.
Believe in spiritual warfare. I know that Daystar does, but there are some segments of the body of Christ, like that evangelist that you talked about earlier, that just disregards all that kind of thing. So speak to me about the spiritual aspect of going through storms.
Well, to answer your question, why, I think money, greed are really the thing that's driving some people to create a platform and then to allow content on there that's not true because it's sensational or because someone has a big platform and they can get an algorithm to go high enough to that when people click on it, they get paid money. I know that I don't want to really give any room or say any names. I haven't mentioned any of the names, or I don't even talk about this on Daystar, because I'm going to let the Lord deal with these people. But
that's actually not true. Why is it so? It's so bright. You can't even see me. Hello. That's actually not true. All right, whatever. She's mentioned Laura. She's got the guy with the star hat, right? Saying that Laura Lynn Tyler is a cockroach clickbait lady, as well as they're saying horrible things about Julie Roy's report. Many of the people that Julie has exposed go to prison. The safety of the church. These are vital ministries. I disagree with a lot of things that Julie Roy's has written. Guess what? I disagree with myself on many things that I've said in videos. Nobody's perfect. We are all just imperfect people. All right? And I think if I were to say one thing to Joni Lamb, with all due respect, I believe that's a bit of a cowardice. And it's not true what she's saying. She has mentioned Laura Lynn Tyler, and she said out of her Daystar, and she's talked about the low-level blogger writing the article in direct context of Julie Roy's, the Roy's report. So this is untrue what she is saying, and as a public speaker, she should be giving full disclosure. And if it's true, I just want to mention this, all right? I'll let you finish this video. I'm done with this video live stream, but I want to say this, all right? Women in ministry are vital. Men in ministry are vital. Bold as a lion of the tribe of Judah, all right? That's what people want. They want to be led by spirit-filled, on fire Christians of the Lord. If Laura Lynn Tyler, which I believe she's referencing right now, this is the worst thing, Mike. There. Or if Julie Roy's, name them. That's what people are looking for. Those guys right there are spreading misinformation, and you protect the sheep. You hear what I'm saying? It's a vital part of the ministry is calling people out by name. Alexander the coppersmith, for an example in the Bible, did grievous harm to the Apostle Paul's ministry. If Daystar, we'll just play this, if Daystar is truly, and she is the woman of Daystar that she's claiming, that God's hand is, she's the one, all right, then if somebody is spiritually attacking her, then she should name them. Come out boldly. Say what she has said falsely. Demand a retraction, which she has. She sent her lawyers, and they presented their side of the story, is that it is an absolute fabrication. That's what they're talking about. But in this video, she didn't name names, and she said she never has.
To answer your question, it's not a flesh and blood battle. This is a battle that is purposed to hurt Daystar. Why? Maybe because we added 147 million new homes in 2024 to our already millions. 147 million new homes. Maybe it's just already in the month of January, Steve told me we're going to add 28 million homes to Daystar. The 2024 was on satellite that goes directly into the window in the Middle East. Maybe it's we launched Daystar Espanol. So we not only have Daystar in English, but we have it Daystar Espanol in Spanish. Maybe it's that I've given the edict that I want to be in every prison in America. Okay. You know, I go through every open door, and I want to go out into the secular world and bring people back to Daystar through Table Talk, being on some of these secular networks on CBS and, you know, the markets on during the weekend. And I mean, all the doors. I feel that we just have a mandate in a window right now to really preach the gospel in a way that we never have before. And I know, I mean, I give invitation for the gospel during every show that I do. And it's amazing to me, we had over 65% increase in salvations in 2024. And we took from 60 to 80% more calls in 2024. A lot of that's because of the secular, you know, networks that people. We've sent millions of dollars to Israel to help from the October 7th war, when we helped supply ceramic vests and headgear and drones and shelters and rebuilding communities and on and on and on. Our efforts to Israel, because it's neat, Steve, because that's where God called us, was the Mount of Olives in 1983. And Daystar is the only Christian station that has a license from Israel to broadcast on every platform. I mean, there are that cover Israel with satellite, but they're not on, you know, what we, our DirecTV, our Dish, and our Comcast. We're on everything, on every platform in Israel. And so it's just neat to see it kind of come full step. We're still being a blessing to Israel. And if you want to know what the battle is about, it's not about me or the family or my marriage. It's a battle, a Daystar, for what we're doing to the kingdom of darkness.
Well, as we wrap up, I want to talk a little bit about the book.
And that was pretty much it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but she never did mention by name her son or daughter-in-law, baby Lamb, caught up in all of this. She also never mentioned her husband, other than she had a reference to her husband by name. She didn't mention the name. And other than that, I learned a lot, that she is definitely part of the Perry Stone. Let's see how many people liked my video, and then we'll read some of the comments, and we'll look at social media. I had 178 people like my video. I have 508 people watching. Nobody loves me. You know, okay, so we'll close that up. This is, oh, there's Wes. God bless Wes. Let's just read a few more of these comments, because, and by full disclosure, I don't hate Joni Lamb. I pray for the Lamb family. I'm praying for truth to come to light. These are extremely serious, by the biggest ministry in, and I'm not even warmed up. I'm not even warmed up. Some people say, why do you use so much Daystar? I'm not even warmed up. Because what has come out in regards to her marriage, her wedding, the fact that, I forget if it was $100,000 or a $200,000 wedding that she paid for. And but in full disclosure, she ended up reimbursing the Daystar credit cards for that money. as well as Marcus Lamb is speaking from the grave theology, as well as Doug Weiss is horrendously. We'll read these comments. Doug Weiss, like I said, I am just warming up. Will continue doing more update videos. And Doug Weiss, there's a lot of people saying that possibly there could be a class action lawsuit for what he did at his counseling retreat. So I'll continue to do updates, social media, monitoring this very closely. In fact, we could go over and see what Jonathan Lamb is doing on social media in a second here. But I do want to do a few of these comments. I'm meeting a friend this morning, lifelong friend. I'm supposed to meet him in 5 minutes. You waste your time with this interview, Miss Joni. Can't be trusted. Can you see that? Let me see if I can get this bigger. Oh boy. Shame on you for supporting this evilness. I am unsubscribing from this channel. So my thumbnail was social media disaster. Or what was my thumbnail? I forget what my thumbnail is. Something along it was a total disaster. Joni should show the world she twists scriptures. This is a bunch of baloney. Strang is covering the so-called ministries. This is a PR marketing sham piece. All right. I'm going to turn my audio down because hopefully I'm going to try my audio a little bit better here. Where's my settings? Is my audio like way too loud? Can you guys let me know in the comment section? If you're new to my channel, I'm constantly there. I did an automatic. Is my audio better now? Let me know in the comments if my audio is a little bit better. Because I am the worst YouTuber guy in the world. And I always get upset when I rewatch my video and it's like blaring loud or it's like... So let me know if my audio is okay. It's better. Oh, don't turn it down. I have Joan says. So I just changed my audio is good. I just changed my audio to automatic. My audio functions. Grandma, I know grandma. My grandma. It's not my grandma, but she is a grandma. Grandma, I know. It's not loud. Your volume is not loud. Your audio is good. All right, sounds good. What a disgrace. Barbara says, what a disgrace to the body of Christ. People, so this was a public, how many books, and we'll look at a few more comments, but I said in the original, I said, we'll see what happens. Joni Lamb's going to come on the Stephen Strang show. She's going to present her side of the story. What is the fruit of it? What is the fruit? Did they sell lots of books? Is this effective way of dealing with the current crisis that's going on at Daystar? But a thumbs down. I wonder, it would be interesting to see how many thumbs down on that one. I'm unsubscribing from your chat. Such baloney. As usual, she makes everything out about herself. Nothing inspiring about her life that comes out. Did you see the video where Marcus is washing Jonathan's feet and crying and blessing him as the next leader of Daystar? ? And I played that video. If Daystar belonged to God, you wouldn't be coming after your son and grandchild so hard. The inspiring story of Lisa Weiss, we're praying for Lisa on my channel, hopefully everyone can still hear me, who survived 30 plus years of a marriage to a narcissist, carnally focused. Quote unquote, he's done more sex histories and masturbation histories in the history of the human race. He's a world record holder and hasn't even looked at a woman lustfully in 30 years. He has a lie detector to test to prove it. That, what I understand, he owns the lie detector test. Joni is fake. How dare she find... in fact, we can listen to that. Let's just do that right now. I'm waiting for my buddy, to contact me. Where are we at here? Let's pull this off. Let's go to my Twitter, eh? Let's go to my Twitter, eh? Here in Canada, eh? Take up on the exit, eh? So let me just see. Let me see here. Stop. Share screen. X. I have a clip here. Oh boy. Breaking news. Where is it? So this is my video. Oh, I have 175 people watching on X. Thanks for everyone who's watching on X. You know, X is a platform. I was asking myself the other day, how in the world did I ever get 2,556 followers on X? That's such a bizarre thing. The majority of my X channel, I had like 20, 30, 100 people. I don't know how I got so many followers. It's great. Hello to everyone on X. Thanks for following me. I do updates here. Now, where is it? Sean Bowles. Doug. Oh, I have a clip for Doug. Let me look what I have here. This is
We're so glad you are with us in this great house of God. Yeah. This church goes around the world and you're part of it. And with me is my favorite person. Hey,
Am I really?
Joni Lamb.
Am I really your favorite person?
If you have that question, do you really have that question? You saw it right now.
Do you know who I believe is Doug's favorite person? Doug. And the reason we're showing this clip is that I had many comments that people are actually quite concerned. I don't hate Doug. I don't hate Joni. I don't hate anybody. I pray God's will be done in their lives. There's a lot of concern online right now regarding Doug, that he's slurring his words and he seems confused. And there were some people that commented, says that, you know, we hope that he's not hurt or sick or something. But you can judge for yourself.
I didn't have that question.
I love it.
Yeah, you know that. But let's do it for Joni. Joni, you are my favorite person.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
darling.
you. Thank you. We're going to have a good time today. We have a really good guest in store.
History now. Well, right before we talk to John Ramirez, we're going to unpack President Trump's controversial proposal of taking over the Gaza Strip with Pastor Larry Huch. Now, stick around for this and take on.
He's going to join us
remotely.
Join us remotely.
Okay, yeah. I had said I didn't see him. So, okay, Larry, are you there?
Did you catch that? I could be wrong. Maybe he's having a bad morning. I hope the best for Doug. But it was as if he was slurring his words.
Have a good time today. We have a really good guest in store.
History now. Well, right before we talk to John Ramirez, we're going to unpack President Trump's controversial.
President Trump. It sounded like he was slurring his words.
Going to unpack President Trump's controversial proposal of taking over the Gaza Strip with Pastor Larry Huch. Now, stick around for this and take on.
He's going to join us remotely.
He's going to join us remotely. Okay, yeah. I had said I didn't see him. So, okay, Larry, are you there?
All right. Oh, wait. Sorry, I have a comment on the screen. I can't even see it. I'm using a little thing. I don't even. What does it say? I don't even know what comment it is. All right, so I didn't mean to click that button. Sorry about that. And I don't even. What was the comment that was on the screen? Let me just double check, because that was unintentional. Where's my channel? I'm just gonna pull this up, and then we're gonna go look at what was the comment? You can tell that my clarity of my video is really bad. I'm tethering my phone right now. Alcohol can cause swollen looking face. All right, so that was unintentional. I don't know what that's all about. So full disclosure, I'm not saying that he has an alcohol issue. We can actually look that up. But I'll look it up right now. And here is, my post was that just watching Doug on Daystar and something fell off about him. I hope he isn't dealing with a health issue. It seems like maybe he's put on a few pounds since the exposure, how he has been destroying people's marriages and lives, as well as the revelation of his adulterous new marriage. I pray God's will be done in his life. And he does look like he has put on a few pounds. I'll look up the alcoholism if it makes it. I'm not saying, it's full disclosure, I'm not saying he has alcoholism. It wasn't my intention to play it.
I missed DFW Airport and I wanted to send a quick message. Let's try.
Really want to be a solution to a problem, like with Daystar or with IHOP or with Gateway. The first thing you got to do is don't get your feet caught in the taffy. Don't get into a spirit of strife.
Hi guys, I'm at the infamous DFW Airport and I wanted to send a quick message. Let's try.
Spirit of strife.
That was what happened on my channel. That was Susie Lamb. I just want to get to. This is Jonathan Lamb. We'll go over to Jonathan Lamb's. He just posted this 22 hours ago. And we'll go to Susie Lamb. But I posted, there's another screenshot of Doug. There's a possibility he has put on a few pounds. This is a video here.
Lying to the public all these years while keeping the truth hidden? He claims he's been doing marriage counseling for over 35 years. But with everything coming out now, it makes you wonder, was he really practicing what he preached?
I'm the president of the American Association for Sex Addiction Therapy. I'm the executive director of Heart to Heart Counseling Center. People fly in to Colorado Springs and do intensives 3 or 5 days every week of the year. And so I've been doing this work for over 35 years. I have taken more masturbation porn histories than any man on the planet, bar none. I've been a recovering sex addict for over 35 years.
So there it is there. Oh, here it is.
And which means no porn, no masturbation, no sex outside of marriage.
So
taking a polygraph.
Taking a polygraph. So there it is there, that he is the world record holder in the history of the earth. And he has done more porn histories and masturbation histories in the history of the human race.
5 years. I have taken more masturbation porn histories than any man on the planet, bar none. I've been a recovering sex addict for over 35 years, and which means no porn, no masturbation, no sex outside of marriage. Taking a polygraph to prove that.
In this episode of The Many Lies of Doug, we unravel the latest revelation, his connection to the Daystar scandal.
But I can tell you, after years of doing sex right, I am so attached to Lisa's big green eyes, it just blows my mind. I mean, I look at those eyes and I'm thinking, I am coming home tonight. Because I am attached to her eyes, because when we have sex, we maintain eye contact. I am attached to her soul.
What's your favorite things about Lisa? Oh, she's got the purest heart I've ever met. I mean, it's just, she loves and serves with excellence. Everything she does with excellence. You know, she's an amazing individual, creativity-wise. She's an amazing mom, and she runs our company. You know, we just bought a 20,000 square foot building for a counseling center. That's a lot. She runs it like a home. I mean, people just like her because she's just got this kind of like, how can I help you? Heart. Mm-hmm. You know, that's just easy.
That is so much like my Joni.
Oh, thank you.
We can all have a great sex life. Christ died so we could have great sex.
Doug Weiss, long known for portraying himself as the ultimate marriage counselor, has meticulously crafted an image of perfection, often boasting about having the best wife on earth.
I mess up my wife all the time because I want more sex the rest of my life. And I just really mean it with Lisa. I love her so much. She satisfies my inner being. And these are what she wants to hear. So if you will tell her, you satisfy me, it'll mess her up for at least a week.
Well, divorce is it's a no-win for anybody. That's why God doesn't like it. Because what happens is, depending on how well you were in this marriage, you're going to have regret on who you were if you don't have a clear conscience. If you didn't give it the last shot. In my office, Joni, I'm 3 to 4 times a month. Dr. Weiss, this is our last shot. I go, great, because we do pretty good with last shots. Most of them make it.
I guess the butterfly feelings kind of last, I guess, for the first 18 months of maybe a new relationship. Is it because those fade away?
Mine
and you
don't.
get
I got 30 years
or?
and I'm still butterflied as soon as she walks. Serious.
That's good.
Lisa's my buddy. She's my friend and co-partner in business. And
Thank you for watching. I am praying for the truth to come to light. I'm also praying for all the women that have been harmed at Heart to Heart. And it's a tragic, horrible stories that have come out. And Laura Lynn's done a lot of videos about that. And but ultimately, our hope is in the Lord. Thank you for everyone that came in to watch.
Does this mean
I love you. I do these on my free time, keeping the Lamb family on prayer on my channel, and also my desires to bring truth and clarity to people. I just read a comment the other day, or was it somebody that just contacted me, said they're just heartbroken. They're heartbroken about what's happening at the Daystar, and they just wanted to tell somebody what they felt. They sent me a big comment, and they'd been supporting a long time, and they thanked me for my videos, because what happens is, people that watch Christian television for any length of time, you develop a connection with the person speaking, and you're only presented one side of it. And like Laura Lynn, like, if you haven't watched this, 1 second here, if you haven't watched this video right here, this is gotta be one of Laura Lynn's most shocking videos. Where is it? I'll put a link in the description. That just came out a few hours ago, or last night, 12 hours ago. This video right here regarding Drenda. I could say so many things about Miss Drenda that I relate to. I come out of the Word of Faith Prosperity Gospel, put it that way. And these are the employees. If you haven't watched this, it is just, it's such a real hard-hitting video about Drenda and how she is behind closed doors. And that's the point of why I'm mentioning this, is that you get one shiny veneer with a teleprompter on Daystar. Everything is cued, and you're listening to it, and you're presented with one side of it. The same with Drenda. And when these young people testify what was actually going on behind closed doors, the money that was spent for the opulence, the luxury, when I listen to this, I can just relate. I could share my own stories myself, but that's a different video. I'm going to work out right now, and thank you for everyone who is involved with my street ministry outreach. If you have a loved one or yourself are struggling with addictions, I am a free resource for everybody. This is my website. This is me walking downtown. I do street evangelism full time. If you have addiction issues, you can come here, click this tab. If you have somebody in love and addiction, you can click this tab, family support. This is my teachings and advocacy with open letters, including Churches Don't Buy Heroin, IHOPKC, Necromancy, Entertainment Churches, and Canada's Inspired Priests. These are my exposures. These are my resources for people struggling with addictions. And thank you to my friends who are supporting my ministry outreach. If you'd like to buy me a coffee, get involved with my ministry outreach, these are all my friends. And I do this 6 days a week, and on my free time I do social media videos. This is my ministry full time. But like I've said many times, to the day I die, I'm going to be holding a Bible in one hand and warning the sheep with the other. And with the digital environment, I'm going to have people like, that's me in my 20s doing a crusade in Mexico City. Si la español se quiere, háblame español también. Viva los tacos de la paz, tacos de la calle. Me gustan mucho los tacos. Se habla español. Enchanté, mes amis. Je m'appelle Jean. Bienvenue au Canada. I'm Canadian. That's French. I just spoke. Como está acá? Mabute. Marami Salama. That's Tagalog. These are some of the blogs I have. If you want to donate to my ministry, I have a place right here. You can make a donation, buy me a coffee, get involved with my ministry outreach. But I always encourage people to support their own local food banks, drug and alcohol center, support your local church. I'm slurring my words, eh? No, I think that's reference to Doug. If you ever come with a question, I'll give you 2 minutes, but my friend is at the gym right now, lifelong friend. I used to work for him. I'm a carpenter by trade. Sometimes I miss just going back to work and having my employees. I have given up I think I've had about five or six, probably 5 apprentices in my life. I'm a carpenter by trade. And sometimes I think it'd be a lot easier just to go back to work. But I wouldn't trade it for anything. The ministry is a position you are called into. I am called to the street. I'm in my calling here on earth. And I'm old enough to realize that I'm not getting any younger. So for the last remaining days of my life, I am going to sacrifice and work with people that need help. And so to finish what I'm saying, I'm meeting a lifelong friend. I used to work for him. And he's a great guy. I'm going to work out with him right now. And then I'm going to see my kids today. Julie Moss, God bless you. Thank you for my moderators moderating my chat as I go live. Great to see you, Coletta. Love you. God bless you. Thank you for your help in my ministry outreach. Tanya, God bless you. Jennifer, God bless you. BJ, God bless you. I have somebody on Rumble. Rudy for miracles. Yeah, I hope and pray that there's no medical issues with Doug, but he is definitely something very concerning. Many people, and the reason I mention it is many people are commenting that he seems to be slurring his words and he's confused. He's put on a lot of weight. Hopefully whatever is going on with that man, at first importance, we're praying for the women and families that have been harmed because of his ministry. At Heart to Heart, it's tragic what he has done. And he not only that, he lied to them. That's what he did. He was a marriage counselor going through a divorce. He didn't disclose that. Took money from people to help them with their marriage, and he was married. That's Doug Weiss, right? Or Doug Weiss. All right. Good morning. Good morning, eh? And I just to finish it off, this is, if you're just joining me now, I sleep in the back of there's my camper van, and my face was actually pretty cold last night. I woke up a few times, but when I see my kids, I sleep in my van. I love it. Typically, I love it. It was a little bit hard. If you can tell, I just got up a few hours ago, and now I'm going to have a shower, workout, and then I get to go see my kids. So may the Lord bless you, keep you strong in the faith, and always remember, Brother John loves you. Have a great day, and I'll go live soon. Blessings. Like the video.